What's going on, Q Crew? Y'all already know I'm your host, Suave Q, aka the Q Pill. You guys are tuned in for another quick dosage of Q Pill. And in this dose right here, rapper NLE Choppa, 19 years old, was dating a 27-year-old Onlyfans IG model. And he admitted to her that he didn't want to be monogamous, yet she thought she could change his mind, which is what a lot of women often do when they're dating a man who's up front with them, and then they play victim when things don't turn out the way that they wanted it to turn out. But before we react to it, make sure you guys hit that like, share, subscribe button, turn on your notifications, share this content with your family, your friends, your peers, your colleagues. Let them get a dose of the Q Pill as well. Let's get a dose of this shit. Now, I myself can relate. That's why I had to do a video on this, because probably 6 or 7 times in the last 5 years, I've been in this situation several times where you're highly desired. I have women throwing themselves at me, coming at me, trying to be with me. And because of that abundance of women that I've now been exposed to, subjected to, I don't necessarily want to settle down, and I'm not in a rush, considering the fact that I'm still trying to get my life together to where I'm comfortable with where I am financially, and I'm able to provide that environment for a woman as well if I do indeed decide to settle down, get married, and start a family. And of course, women will play along and act like they understand that, all while they're still catching feelings for you. And it's interesting because women actually engage in short-term mating opportunities disguised as them really wanting long-term commitment. A lot of women will go along with what they think they need to go along with in terms of what a man wants, to ultimately try to slither their way into a long-term relationship or long-term commitment. And this is when you know that you're a guy who's highly desired, because you'll find that you experience this with a lot of women, such as demonstrated here. We're going to look at the response from both Marissa herself, who was a wildin' out girl, as I said, OnlyFans model, IG model. She's been in these environments with high status males. Can't say she's ever dated one, because her response shows that she hasn't been here before. And then we're going to look at what the rapper, 19-year-old rapper NLE Choppa, said about why he broke it off.
I can't tell y'all how hard it is for me to sleep, or how hard it is for me to get up and face reality, because this was not my reality a week ago. I can't tell y'all how hard it is, because I love so hard, and I love harder and harder and harder every time, and this one hurts the most, because I really thought that I was gonna marry this man.
That's why I left. That's why I had to distance myself. Cause I'm not ready for that. That's the part of my life I'm not ready for. It's like we was in 2 different worlds. And it's like every day I had to bring her back into mine to let her know, like, hey, you told me this is what you wanted, this is what you signed up for. You gotta stick with it. If I'm caught up, if me and you say, if I tell you I'm a cheat or whatever, and you say I'm cool with that as long as you take care of home, and which I do, I take care of home. Make sure you're right physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything. Make sure I'm hands-on with everything. But the littlest bit of peace where I want to do is where I do my dirt at, because I let you know that, and you approved of it. You signed up for it. You said it was cool. And once I do it, I don't get the peace of mind to do it. I don't feel free, and I don't feel free to who I am as a person.
Now, you guys heard that, and as I said, I can relate. And this is when you know when you really got a woman. When a woman really likes you, a woman becomes irrational. And when a woman likes you, she lies to herself about what you guys are, where you guys are headed. And a lot of times, and this is just female nature. This is what they do. And it's good to feel that way, to know that you have a woman wrapped around your finger as a man. But then when it becomes that, they often impede on those boundaries that you've set from jump. They forget that, this is your role. This is you guys' dynamic. You're not my official girl. You're not my wife. You're not the only one that I'm dating. And they find themselves often wanting to become that and putting themselves in that position, despite you constantly having to remind them and reiterate what you guys dynamic are. And this is what you see here. And then her crying, playing the victim, saying, it hurts. She really thought she was going to marry this man. And him saying, every day I had to bring her back into my world and let her know, look, this is what it is. This is what you signed up for. A lot of women just don't seem to grasp that concept. You ask them, look, I need to know if you can deal with the fact that I'm going to date multiple women. I need to know that you can deal with the fact that when I decide to have a little fun, when I step out with the boys or when I travel, there may be someone who's interested in me, and I bring them back to my hotel room, or I slide to their room, they invite me over. I'm going to get into some shit. I'm going to do some things. I'm going to be involved with other women. Now look, I'm telling you, I got feelings for you. It's not that this other girl is better. It's just that I want to have my cake and eat it too. Honestly, as a man, I've earned that. I've deserved that. I've worked for that. And now that I attract multiple women, I want to explore that a little bit, especially if I'm not going to settle down and get married. And these are things that a lot of guys like NLE Choppa and me, myself, in my personal life communicate to the women that we date. And I mean, if she's into you, she's into you. But it can become stressful because then it creates conflict. It creates drama. You trying to do you. She hitting your phone. Where you at? Who you with? They're overstepping those boundaries that you established from Jump Street. And then it becomes irritating. It starts to get on your nerves to the point where you feel like, okay, I don't know if you can actually handle the fact that I'm dating multiple women. You have to be comfortable understanding that you're in my life. I'm still going to take care of you. I'm still going to look out for you. We still going to do things. You're still my romantic companion. We're still involved. It's nothing like that. It's nothing against you. But I need to be able to have fun. I need to be able to experience women. And that's something that most men who've been in these situations, that's something that they typically want to do, and they're going to do it. And women try to change that, or they try to impede on that. And at that point, as a guy, when you see that start to happen, your response is to cut it off, because you're like, okay, you're not abiding by the rules that we set. You're not abiding by everything that we agreed to upon dealing with each other, and now you're becoming annoying. The way that you're going about it is becoming annoying. I said I'm not ready for marriage, and what's interesting is the 8-year age gap between these two. The fact that he's 19 and she's 27. What the hell would she expect from a 19-year-old rapper who's getting a taste of what it's like to be a millionaire, a young millionaire, having women throwing themselves at him left and right? He's doing tours, endorsements. He's exposed to all these women who are groupies, who are fans. My man is going to naturally want to explore his options. He's naturally going to want to have fun. But the fact that she's 27, she know that wall is nearing, and she's ready to settle down. So she trying to catch the best option that she has, which in this instant he proved to be probably the highest status male that she's dated, that she's been involved with, and she doesn't want to let that go. She wants to secure that, because what do women want? Women want security, emotionally and financially. They want to know that they found the best guy for them that they could find and stick by that guy. And this is when they typically get emotional over you. This is typically when all the other things that they used to do, the games they used to play, how they used to jump from guy to guy, especially in a situation where you're dealing with an Onlyfans model, this is when they decide that they want to get serious. This is when they decide that, oh, I can get my shit together. I'm going to stick by this man because I finally secured that bag. And that's really what it comes down to. She's never had a guy of this magnitude committed to her on any level. You haven't seen her posted on anybody else social media. You haven't seen anybody else posting her, buying her stuff, doing things. And she did mention, I believe, that she paid her own bills and stuff like that. But that's beside the point. It's the thought of having a guy as prestigious or as prominent as a rapper like NLE Choppa, and he's young, and she's attracted to him. So it's definitely gonna hurt. But her playing the victim, saying she loves hard, trying to make it seem like she gave her all, she did everything she could, and he betrayed her somehow, that's not it. That's not it. And that's what women will do. And then they'll have other women saying, oh, I feel for you. Oh, he's a jerk. He's an asshole. He doesn't know what he had. This, that, and the third. This girl is an OnlyFans model. she's an OnlyFans model, and you can only imagine what she's probably doing on there. You know, she's on social media. She shows her body for attention. She does things for attention. She twerks for attention. She does all this shit for attention. I'm not even sure if that's the type of guy that NLE Choppa would want to, type of girl that NLE Choppa would even want to settle down to begin with, because how she is. That's not the type of woman he would want as his wife, unless he's just not that bright upstairs, and he seems to be a bright young individual. So I can't imagine that that's what he would settle for when it's time for him to settle for a wife, especially being 8 years older than he is. Sure, that I don't think that's a good deal. You know, that's me personally. I just don't think that's a good deal. But this is what you'll typically see. And he confessed. He said he wants multiple wives. I don't believe that was in the video, but there was a segment in the video where he said he wants multiple wives. And he communicated that with her up front as well. So if he wants multiple wives and she knows that he wants multiple wives, then she has to come to terms with that. She has to accept that. She has to be at peace with that and stop trying to monitor him, stop trying to control him, stop trying to get him to do what she wants him to do in terms of committing to her and only her, when he's already stated that that's not what he wants. That's not where his heart is. That's not his goal. That's not his intention. And a lot of times this is just the risk we run as men, being desirable, having multiple options. Women try to change your mind. Women always think they can change a man. A man states what he wants, a man states what it is, and then women think they can manipulate that into something that's more favorable to them, and then when they can't, they play victim. She'll be all right. She go get some Robitussin, put some ice on it. She'll be all right. Maybe find a guy more suitable, more in her age range. Probably older is what she should have looked for to begin with. That's typically why women date older men. But my man is going to enjoy his life. And now she ruined that opportunity by being overbearing, by wanting more than what she bargained for. And women have to learn how to stop making that mistake, have to learn to stop trying to change men who tell them what it is up front. They accept that and then want to go back on it. That's all I have to say about that. I'll catch you guys on the next dosage of the Q Pill. I'm Suave Q, aka the Q Pill. Over and out. Appreciate y'all tuning in.